Hi, how's it going, guys? Today I'll be talking about standardized testing, more specifically the dreaded ACT and SAT exam. Now, this should probably be pretty relatable to everyone here, considering that all of you have probably taken one of these exams at some point in your lives. We've all been through the struggle that comes with these tests. Some of you studied for weeks, some of you guys crammed the night before, some of you guys just walked in and took the test right there. All of you were probably ripping your hair out the night before because everybody tells you that if you don't do well, you won't go to college and you'll be a failure forever. Anyway, you probably eventually fell asleep and then woke up in the morning at 7 a.m. to answer questions for 4 endless hours on a Saturday morning, barely awake by the science section. Unfortunately, 2 weeks later, you checked your mailbox and you're probably disappointed to see the 2-digit number that is supposed to tell you how smart you are. Well, at least I hope it was 2 digits. Unfortunately, this is the case for lots of people, but the good news is your score is probably not as important as you think it is. There are many people who have gone on to live successful lives with pretty low ACT and SAT scores. Here are some of my favorite success stories. I'll start with one of the world's greatest athletes, Kobe Bryant. Kobe is known as one of the highest IQ basketball players of all time. He was voted the smartest player in 2014 by NBA coaches. Kobe has always put up big numbers as an NBA superstar, but his numbers on the ACT weren't that great. Kobe reports that his highest score was only a composite of 23, not even higher than the number on the back of his jersey. Well, regardless of his pretty average ACT score, he still went on to do some incredible things. He was an 18-time All-Star with 5 championships. He won the NBA League MVP in 2008 and won 2 Finals MVPs the 2 years after that. Kobe also accomplished a lot off the court. He started his own Vivo Foundation, which he started in 2002, that promotes education. With his Vivo Foundation, he raised over $300,000 for underprivileged children. And let's also not forget that Kobe even won an Oscar. Now, I know many of you guys are thinking right now that not everyone can be 6'6" with a crazy jump shot, and this is a pretty fair argument, but it's also a good transition to my next example, who is significantly smaller and is about average height and weight, and it's the 42nd President of the United States, Bill Clinton. Bill Clinton is a very special president for a lot of reasons, but for my presentation today, he's special because he's rumored to have the lowest ACT score reported of any president of the United States. In fact, he didn't even beat out our friend Kobe Bryant, as Clinton only received a composite score of 22. That must have been a rough Saturday morning for Bill. However, as president, Clinton was able to escape his ACT score and prove himself as one of the smartest and most influential people of American history. During his presidency, he took credit for the lowest unemployment rate in modern times and the lowest inflation in 30 years. Clinton also lowered crime rates substantially in many cities. According to the 2011 Gallup poll, Americans ranked Clinton in the top 3 of the best presidents of all time. That being said, among presidents, he might have been one of the worst at taking the ACT, but at least he was one of the best at being president. On top of all that, Clinton was also still able to do one of the toughest things with a low ACT score, which is go to a highly selective college. He graduated from Georgetown University in 1968, won a Rhodes Scholarship to Oxford University. He even received a law degree from Yale University in 1973. So if you're worried that your low ACT score means that you won't be able to go to a good graduate school, take some advice from the 42nd President of the United States and think again. Well, that's pretty much all I have for Bill, so let's talk Nobel Prize winners. William Faulkner. For those of you who don't know him, he's considered one of the greatest American authors of all time. He is most known for his works in realism, including classics like The Sound of Fury and Sanctuary. Although Faulkner may not be a household name, he has a very impressive resume. In 1949, Faulkner went on to win the Nobel Prize in Literature. It is absolutely remarkable that despite all of his accolades, Faulkner had the lowest ACT score of everyone we've mentioned so far, lower than both Kobe Bryant and Bill Clinton. Faulkner didn't even score in the 20s. His reported composite score was a whopping 18 points. Let me take a second to put things in perspective. At the University of Utah, the 25th through 75th percentile ACT scores are between 21 and 27. That means that all of the people in this room probably scored higher than a Nobel Prize winner. Well, as you can see, a low standardized test score is not the end of the world, and Kobe, Clinton, and Faulkner would all agree with me when I say that students are more than just numbers. I hope that anyone who's ever been stressed out about this can take some comfort after listening to this video.